Hello, everyone, and welcome to My Curious Mind podcast. I'm Stephen Rulli, your host, and I'm so excited to have you join us on this journey of discovery. Every episode, we dive into thought-provoking conversations, exploring fascinating ideas, and uncover the mysteries of life that spark our curiosity. Whether you're into science, philosophy, personal growth, or just love to laugh and learn something new, you're in the right place. Before we get started, I did want to mention we do have merch. Please check the link in the bio to buy all things My Curious Mind and help our podcast grow. Also, if you're on Spotify, make sure you hit that follow button. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like this video. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's explore the world together. Are you ready? Let's get started.
How's it going?
Man, it's going great.
Going great. So, explain to me the program you're in. We'll start with the program, and then we'll go to your business you started. But yeah, start with the program that you're in.
Yeah, so the program I do is CEO, and it's something for all seniors to do. I am with a program with Collinsville High School, Maryville, and Highland, and we all group together and make businesses. So for our final project of second semester, we all have to come up with individual business. And for me, that's where we come into the vegan bakery. And that's what I do. I love baking. So it comes naturally, yeah.
And so you go to Charlotte High School,
Right.
so you're a senior there. What made first your business is called
The Green Treatbox.
the Green? Yes. So was the vegan? Was that something that like you are you vegan, or is that just something you're like, hey, I think I could do this very well? Or was it like a challenge, like I can't do this very well, but I want to try to make these cool treats for other people?
I'm not vegan, but I have a lactose intolerance. So I cannot have anything with like cheese or dairy. And when I was making the idea and I was pitching it to my friends, they just decided that, hey, wouldn't it be cool if it could also, avoid these like vegan dietary restrictions that other people have? Because that's the thing with my business. I love cafes. I love bakery shops. And that's what I do. I go to St. Louis and I have a cup of coffee with a pastry. But sometimes it gets kind of tricky when everything has like milk or dairy in it. So that's what really stems my curiosity and trying to figure out something where I can benefit vegan people, also give them a treat that satisfies their hunger. So
Yeah. So what kind of what kind of treats do like you make? Do you just make like food, or do you dive into like vegan lattes? What is like your goal with the vegan side of things?
Yeah. Right now, I only have treats. I sell cookies, banana bread. That's a huge item. I sell cupcakes. I have matcha, red velvet, and vanilla. Those are my three favorites. But I haven't sold anything like liquid wise. I think that's definitely an idea for the future. I have a couple people come up to me saying, "Hey, do you have some like drink, or do you have like coffee?" I'm like, "That's a good idea." So yeah, I've definitely been thinking about that.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So you're in this program. What are some of the things that like they teach you? Kind of just explain overall like what kind of the lessons you learned in the CEO program.
Right. So for CEO, we have a couple business leaders come up to us. We met with the Chick-fil-A owner in Edwardsville, or we met with Stephanie from Collinsville Daily News, and they usually tell us their business, how they worked from the ground up, and all their secrets to life.
Yeah.
So it's really like an inclusive experience where we get to, I guess, have a shortcut through the business life.
Okay.
And we get to, I guess, take on the benefits of seeing from a giant.
Yeah.
So, well, it's just been great overall.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people, they're so, successful, and they're so imaginative. It just helps us kind of in our process of developing what we want to do and who we want to become as a person.
Yeah.
So I think, the start of the year when I was rising senior, I think I've definitely changed a lot more now, especially with what I want to do in the future. So I'm really grateful for CEO and what it can do for you.
Yeah. So before you started this program, like, were you thinking of anything like business wise or extra, or were you just something like, trying it out? It looks good on a college resume.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That was actually why I joined CEO because it looked good on your college resume. I had no idea I was going to start a business.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until late December that I actually grounded on a vegan bakery. Um, but yeah, before this, I was kind of, I'm a straight A student. I had plans on going to SLU University. Um, so, like owning a business and developing a business, that was not really in my criteria.
Mm-hmm.
So it just came like that. And I was like, oh, wow, this is a whole different ballpark. Like starting a business from the ground up. Yeah. No, I think this program can really set eyes for what you want to do. It's been amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So what was like that first vendors market like, or what was that first like? Like, okay, I'm not actually going to do this. Like, what was that process like? Right, where kind of walk us through like the creation of.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to do this vegan bakery. Okay, now what does that look like afterwards? Like, what kind of work did you have to put into set up your first shop, essentially?
Yeah. Wow. Well, the one I did was Goshen Farmers Market.
Mhm.
It's in Edwardsville, and I'll tell you, it took a long time. For the first week, all I needed to do was get my license. In order to bake out of your home kitchen, you need to have something called a cottage kitchen license, and that's distributed by the Madison Health County.
Okay.
So what you need to do is you need to go like through this 8-hour program, and then you need to answer like all these questions on exam, and then that way you can get your license at the very end.
So you legit have like your own.
Yes, I mean the license is valid for 5 years.
Okay.
So I can go to any farmers market and sell what I want.
It's dope.
It's amazing. It's a privilege, yeah. But yeah, it's such a tedious process. And I didn't know about it until like a week before the farmers market, and they told me like, "Hey, since you're starting this a week, I don't think we can get you prepared for the Goshen." I was like, oh. I was wired on my mind. But everybody was so generous and thoughtful at Madison Health County, and they actually put my application on immediate resolution. So they gave me my approval within a day, which is amazing. And yeah, so that was one part of the vegan bakery. The other part was the actual baking. That took the longest. It was 3 days of preparation. And for the final day, just on Friday, right before, I spent all night making frosting, icing the cupcakes, making the vegan breads. It was just a long time.
Yeah.
But what really made it worth it was the very next day when I got to sell these cupcakes and everything. I saw their faces and I saw how amazed they were that something so good could be vegan.
Yeah.
And I thought that's like, yeah.
Would you say you had a lot more like people that were vegan that were showing up, or did you have a lot more people who were like, I'll try this, and they weren't really vegan? They're like, oh, that's good.
Oh, that's a good question. I think it was half and half. I had definitely a fan base.
Okay.
For those that are vegan and dairy free.
Yeah.
They came up to me and were like saying, "Oh, this is perfect for us."
Yeah.
But I also had that customer base where they wanted to try something different, and I thought that was amazing. Yeah. So
Right. So you mentioned that you were a captain for the triangle wrestling.
yeah,
So I always said you have to be a special kind of psycho. So yes, I wrestled. So yeah, so you have to be a special kind of psycho. Yeah, I love wrestling. So kind of explain like Triad's training regimen for wrestling. We'll connect it with your bakery in a second, but explain like the amount of like physical preparation you have to go through to get ready for a season.
Oh, geez. Well, off the bat, it's hard. It's hard to wrestle. Before the season actually goes into effect, you have to at least, get some jogging in and some workouts. Because if you go into it, face on, you're going to tire out within the first week or two.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is. you see guys coming to practice thinking, they're all tough and stuff,
Mhm.
and then after a week and a half, they just drop. It's a different kind of sport, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, going into it and really putting my foot forward with wrestling, I was able to, stay in the gym longer.
Mhm.
I was able to go outside and jog. And that's what kind of led me to team captain. Was I was showing, all these kids and all my teammates like, hey, like let's put a lot more effort into this.
Mhm.
And they were seeing my efforts into what I was doing. And they started replicating, and I showed them, the ropes to being a good athlete.
Mhm.
And then they followed me. And I think that's what really helped my coach open his eyes to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, wrestling, it's amazing.
Is the like the workouts and stuff like are they like the military grade?
No, it's terrible. I mean, we're sweating in there, man. Like for 3 hours straight. The mats are all slippery. I mean, our clothes are all drenched.
Yeah.
It's just tedious and it's rough, hard work. But you feel amazing after the showers. It's a whole different experience.
Yeah, it's I always said like it's when you're going through it's like man this sucks, man this sucks.
Yeah.
But when I said I found blizzards for the last time, it's like man all those workouts, all that drilling,
Right.
all those 10-second warnings, situational, what's it called again? When you,
I know exactly what you mean. Well, back to what you were talking about. Yes. I mean, that's one of I think our coach says. Like, in the moment, it feels terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like torture, straight on. But, like, when you're in a match and you feel like you're winning, you're overcoming your opponent, it makes it all worth it. Seeing all the crowd right in front of you and they're cheering you on, that's definitely what makes that worth it.
Yeah, I was thinking of scrambles. That's what I was thinking of. The scrambles. That's the best part of wrestling is the scrambles. But, so Charlotte has been really, really successful in wrestling for since I was in high school. Did you guys? I don't know how you guys did this year. Did you guys kind of continue the success this year? Like season as a team wise, right? Team wise, did you guys? How did you guys pan out this year?
So we do something called our conference, and we've been conference champions since 2000. So we've been winning for almost 25 years straight.
So you guys continued to.
Yes, so that's like a ritual in our. We have to win the next conference.
Jerks always winning.
Yeah, this year we got second, just behind Super Memorial.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know they have a very good youth program. So when I was a very good youth program, so those kids are probably
they're definitely coming up.
Yeah.
We are still becoming. We're still trying to get back onto our roots.
Yeah.
Our original head coach just left this year, so our new head coach came in, and he's been trying to get us into a new rigorous, kind of course workout. So it's going to take a few years until we can start getting back up. But it's definitely coming together.
Where did you wrestle?
I was 150.
Dang. So what do you sit at normally?
That's the thing. And going into the season, I was 138.
Oh, so you're a Coco.
Yes. I was 138, and
that's the best when you can just.
And my teammates, they can't eat at all. But yeah, I was 138 coming into the season, and then I started bulking, and I would wrestle 144. Now the thing with Triad High School is that we are known for having our strength in our lesser weights, which is like your 120 to your 150, kind of the early weights. So it was a dogfight because we had, state qualifiers all punching in to be in the starting lineup. So me and my coach talked in the beginning of the year, and I got pushed into 150 when I was like 2 weight classes under.
Yeah.
So this whole year, I mean, although I've been a weight class under 2, and my opponents are however much heavier than I,
they probably said it's 70. And
yeah. I think that's what kind of led to my hard work.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to step it up and actually win, even though I'm kind of disadvantaged. And it never made me think in a way like I can't do this, or it never made me think like that. I think it just gave me an idea that this is a mountain that I have to overcome, and I can. because I've been putting in the work and I should see the results.
Yeah.
So that's what kept my mentality going.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah. So yeah, when you're underweight, and they always I also 195, so my sitting around was about in football. I played football around 220,
Yeah.
and then I would cut to 195. But I always ended up getting under just because this is extra baby fat.
Right.
When you're drilling every day. But they would always be like, "Hey, we need you to bump up to 220 today." You know, it's 220 different ratings, right? I feel like that's the one that it's like bump it up, and it's all like, "Hey, 220 is way different than 195."
Right.
But when you're able to, so I got to a point where I cut, I'm cutting early, and then I get to a good point under where I could just maintain. Some of those days I can't because they're on the similar. Let's say they're in 30, and they have 2% body fat, and they need to get down to 120. Is it 126? Is it 126? You really change it? Is it even?
I think it's even lower.
So 120.
Exactly.
So it's 5% body fat or 130 pounds. I gotta get one. It's terrible. It's terrible. Eating you can do. It's definitely a discipline that can be dangerous, but it's a discipline if you do it right. Like you can keep it with you. You can keep it with you. So like who's an MMA one? I know that they still do the day before weigh-ins. Mm-hmm. So they do before weigh-ins, and then you can eat and drink and get ready for the match. So play guys like that actually like 106, and they're wrestling these guys that are cutting 106. But yeah, but it's also like I think they're trying to make the sport safer because historically it's like that's the sport where you get the eating disorders and all that kind of nasty stuff, extra stuff. So, wrestling, did you just wrestle or did you play other sports too?
Wrestling, soccer, and cross country.
Okay, so you kind of did it. You kind of
That's cool. Yeah.
So with all those this preparation, obviously it takes a lot of work to be a good athlete.
Yeah.
But you also said you're a straight A student.
Right.
So how do you balance the being a straight, which is like the perfect student, which will never be perfect, but we'll try to do as close to that 100% as possible. Being a perfect athlete, like doing it for your team, obviously that's what everyone wants to win. Also starting this like new business that you got. So how do you kind of around that time? Because it's probably okay. School's paying me now wrestling's paying me now. My new bakery's paying me now. So how do you kind of weigh that and balance that out in your life as a you're 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
How do you do that as a young 18-year-old man?
Bottom line, no sleep at all. It's really wanted right this senior year, especially with like work too, like my business, sports and grades. It's really been difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been having to keep 2 hours for like my sports, 3 hours for my homework, and the rest I try to space in like I don't know, maybe 5 hours of work in there, maybe an hour of my business. So it's definitely a lot of time management is what I get used to. I think it's very important that young people like me begin to learn this at a young age. Because in college, we in freshman sophomore year, you get a little couple of classes sprinkled in there. But as you progress through junior and senior year, I know it's a tough world.
Yeah.
Especially when you're coming into your major. Yeah. Like that time management is key to being successful and getting the job that you want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just long hours of studying, being fully prepared, putting my phone away. Yeah. That's kind of what really helped me to get the grades.
It's probably what I was wrong. He's like, hey, I don't need to get on TikTok.
That's right.
It's tempting.
It's tempting.
Yeah. I think when you're passionately chasing a goal, you have to be willing to give up some, like, of those temptations or some of those things that, like, she'll be like, we're going to get on our phone. We're going to go to the but it's like, hey, maybe I can't kick it today because I got a goal that I got. Yes. And then this podcast, I feel it's like the same thing because I got my I teach here, when I help out at the church here. So I'm going to the podcast, I'm going to grow and I'm going to build. So I would say my advice to you obviously it's different than content creating. But bakery is just like keep baking. Like for me, I gotta keep putting out content. You know,
Right.
and so if you can dedicate yourself to like doing that, like you're gonna be successful. And then the ultimate goal is like to take off this and make this thing like even better than it is right now.
Yeah.
Like, just sort of like, hey, let me try this. Like with the coffee, you know?
Yeah.
Get into the lab, you know? It tastes bad the first time, but we'll never get it to taste good, it'll never taste bad. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It took a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
I got my cupcakes just right. Yeah. So
I'm sure there was some, I'm trying this.
definitely.
So kind of closing out, you have to get to your to get to your next thing. What is like your ultimate goal within your business? Like, is this something that you want to like just a side hustle to go through college, or is this something that you're like, hey, I can make this something and make it stick? Like, what's kind of your goal with this?
Well, I'll say first that I'm very passionate about donating.
Mhm.
Like when I go to church, I always make sure to drop like I don't know 10 or 20 in the mailbox. So my church at LeClaire, we have a program called Feed My Starving Children, in which we pack like meals and then we send them out to different countries in which they can actually get the nutrition that they need. So what I want to do for my business is I want to give maybe 20% or at least 10% of all my sales and send all the sales to LeClaire, in which they'll use it to build meals for the families in need.
Okay.
So that's always been my main motivator
Yeah.
for developing my business. I can carry this on through college, and I can probably carry this on for as long as I want to.
Yeah.
But the money will never be my kind of purpose for that.
Yeah.
It's always helping other people out.
That's good stuff, man. That's
Right.
good stuff. Yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see, and it sounds like I'm old. I'm only 26, but it's good to see young people like with that kind of heart, that serving heart, and yeah, man. It's I'm excited. I'm excited to see where you go. I hope this podcast helps you get a little bit closer to.
I'm definitely close.
So it's cool. So how can people find your product, buy your product, stuff like that? Do you have a website, Instagram?
Yeah, I have Instagram and Facebook. If you just type in the green Treatbox, that's where you'll find all my products.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll also be attending farmers markets over the summer,
Okay.
like Tower Groves, Vine Street, kind of all the popular ones. So if you stumble by me, and you found me, yeah, just come try it out.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's awesome, man. So we'll make sure that we share your socials on our
Thank
on
you.
our podcast page,
Yeah.
man. And we're super excited you got to come on.
This was amazing. This was amazing.
So in the future, we'll have to get on and see where your progress goes.
Yeah, definitely.
So heck yeah, man. Well, it was good. It was good meeting you. Thank you. And then thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you. That